Hi, Matt Noyce. We'll call this everything you wanted to know about the funnel that went through Salisbury yesterday. First of all, we had our Storm Ranger mobile Doppler radar deployed to Salisbury. That's because at the beginning of every day, we say, okay, if we're going to deploy the truck, where do we want to put it today? And I looked at everything and said, you know, Salisbury is going to be as good a place as any to be in the path of some of these storms. And we didn't realize we were going to be within a mile of a rotating storm and a funnel cloud when it came through. Let's set the scene. This was a shot that came in from John on Twitter. Thank you, John, for sending this one in. And this was the storm as seen from Portsmouth. So at this point, it was the big storm conglomeration that was kind of just south of Portsmouth, making its way through Hampton, through Seabrook. And that extended all the way down to Salisbury, right? So we can change the view a little bit. This was the storm as it started to develop a really good inflow. This was from Hannah, sent it in on my Facebook page. And again, I can't thank all of you who sent in these photos. It allows us to put the pieces together. It's funny, you think you're sharing something and it's just sharing with the meteorologist for fun. But really what I do is I go back afterwards. It's like forensic meteorology. You put together exactly what happened. This is from Kathy O'Neill. Kathy was at Joppa Flats at Newburyport, right at the boat ramp at Joppa Flats, looking out across the river towards Salisbury. Started to see this scene developing at 2:50 in the afternoon. And I did go back and ask some of you, okay, exactly what time was it and exactly where were you? And you were so helpful by getting back to me and letting me know. There's that shot, same spot. Kathy watched it continue to develop. Now this is when we get to about 2:53, 2:54 in the afternoon. Meanwhile, at the same time, this video is coming in from Michael. Michael grabbed this looking essentially from Salisbury. And you can see that funnel that was developing here. And this was one that you may have seen shared on social media in a number of spots, but it wasn't the only view. For example, you could take this view, and this is right out of Salisbury, looking out across the flats. And if you're familiar with Salisbury, you know this well, right? We changed the view again. And here is the view that's looking from the boat ramp. Let me go ahead and make this large for you so you can get a better idea of what was happening. And then we'll go ahead and we'll put it in motion. And there it is. You're looking from the boat ramp at the State Beach Reserve, which, by the way, our Storm Ranger mobile Doppler radar was parked literally right behind where this video is taken. We park it right over there at that boat ramp, and when there's no spots at the boat ramp, we park it over in a large lot. This is another shot. You're looking at Christie's Pizza right there. For those of you who know the horseshoe in Salisbury, and there was the funnel as it started coming down. And this is yet another shot that was taken also from the State Beach, and this was from the campground looking up toward the north. So that's where you want to be looking when we go back and we look at the Storm Ranger data, and we say, okay, did we really pick up on this thing with the radar? You bet we did. So we deployed it. Again, here's the parking lot that was right at the State Beach, right? So this is where the storm conglomeration was first coming in and making its way into Salisbury. And the timestamp there is 2:53. This is very close to when Kathy's picture was taken from Joppa Flats at the boat ramp. Here's the Plum Island Turnpike looking up across the river. So the boats that she saw in the picture were moored here, and the funnel should be developing right in here. Well, we can get velocity out of our Storm Ranger mobile Doppler radar, and that's exactly what I've done here. This is the same exact time, 2:53, and we start to see what appears to be certainly some sort of green versus red that comes in here. Remember, green shows air moving one way and red shows air moving the other. Let me play it forward just a little bit more in time. Here we go. This is 2:54. Go forward in time, and now you've got what appears to be this rotation making its way directly over Brown's Point at about 2:55. So again, from Kathy's point at the Joppa Flats boat ramp, you'd be right here and looking across. This would be about when it hits maximum in her picture. There you go. You can actually see the whole thing starting to loop around. Now keep in mind, this is our truck right here. So we are a mile from this thing. So when I tell you we can deploy this mobile Doppler radar anywhere and it really helps us out, I mean, this is huge for us. This was just great data to be able to see. 2:56, 2:57 with that timestamp in the upper right. Here it comes now. I haven't changed the legend up the top. Forgive me for that. But nonetheless, what you're looking at is wind speed and direction here. Again, green air going one way, red air going the other. There it is. It's clearing the coast. Now you come back over to the kind of more traditional, we call it reflectivity radar, and you're going to watch that storm come in. There it is. This is it right here. This is the area that produced that funnel coming right over Brown's Point. All right? You go out, and I'm going to go frame by frame. There it is, reaching out right over the beach, moving out over the ocean. Now, there's more conglomeration of storm that's coming up from the south. There really wasn't a whole lot of rotation with that. If we come back over here, and that was at 3:02. So what I can do is play this out. Hold on, though. There's another area that may have caused a funnel I'm going to show you in a second. So you can see there's really no tight green versus red that shows up. But yeah, a little bit. That's pretty broad. We have zero velocity in the middle, so you're not really worried about a tornado with that. But hold on. I want you to see something else. And this actually goes along. There were some rumblings of perhaps a second funnel that was spotted around West Newbury. And it's kind of of been poo-pooed, but I think that there is definitely a possibility you saw that, because watch what happens here. You're looking around Newbury, West Newbury, okay? Now we've gone, the first storm is gone, it's offshore, but the next storm is coming up. Now watch this, look what's happening here, about 318, 319. We start to see at least a broad rotation that's occurring here in the velocity plot. Hold on. Now it starts to strengthen, and watch what happens next. It tightens, and it strengthens even more. Essentially, this has come right over Hayes Street, and then it makes its way directly over Newbury. Hold on. Go a little bit more forward in time. Look at that. You've got a real tightening, what we call couplet. You've got air moving in different directions. Again, all of this from our Storm Ranger truck that was up at the State Beach Reserve. Now you go forward in time a little bit more, and now you've really strengthened. Right in here, there's actually a little bit of pink showing up here. You've got what we call gate-to-gate shear. That means the air moving in different directions. So, you know, I have to think this was enshrouded in rain. If you go back over here, and we go forward, let's go out, that was 323, here we go. So this is right where you're looking, okay? This was enshrouded in rain. So you'd be getting poured on in this area, not even realize there was a funnel over you. It's not like the other one. The other one was exposed, all right? You go forward in time and you take that funnel and say, where would it go from here? Or at least that rotation, there it is. Look at it, still strengthening at 324. And then it begins to dissipate, and then it gets a little bit kind of more broad. So what's happening is the wind is increasing in speed, but you're not seeing that gate to gate anymore. This would become more of a chance for a straight line wind damage type event, which in that particular area, I don't think we actually had any wind damage done. But my point here is there was another little rotation that was actually really well defined. And frankly, it was even better well defined than what happened in Salisbury. So what am I telling you? Am I telling you that we got lucky yesterday? Yeah, I'm definitely telling you we got lucky that nothing touched down. There's no question in my mind about that. To me, it's just... honestly, it's the coolest thing in the world that we can put together a $1.5 million truck, put a radar, an X-band radar on top of a Dodge Ram chassis, drive this thing out and get it within a mile of a funnel as it made its way through, and get this kind of data, and then pick up on a second funnel with the high detail. So incredible stuff. I can't thank you folks enough for all the pictures you sent in. It allowed me to put all this together. But if you have friends, family who wanted to know more about the funnel over Salisbury, or maybe they thought they saw that funnel over West Newbury, now you've got the information on that. Thanks again for all your support and always sharing your information with us. Keep it coming. Matt NBC Boston on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. You'll find me everywhere, and I really appreciate that you keep the weather reports coming. Have a great day. Be careful out there with the storms today.